Music unites people, transcending barriers. Today, social media and digital releases are a powerful way to get your sound out to the masses. Yet, there is a process in making hits which requires ingenuity and collaboration. That's been true since the start of the history of recorded music. But what if I told you, well before the advent of the internet, that there was an Indian musician who was an integral part of the world's disco music revolution? Biddu Appaiah. Born the 8th of February 1945, Biddu grew up and went to school in Bangalore, India. After a split with former band, the Trojans, Biddu sought to move abroad, but was cheated out of his money with his first travel agent. In those days, getting a visa to England as an Indian was a lot harder than it is today. Undeterred, he took a chance with a second agent who convinced him the only way to England was via Mecca. And that was how he went, even though he was not Muslim. Boarding a ship with 600 pilgrims, carrying a rucksack and a guitar, the young man with the long, wavy hair made his journey in 1967 in search of his destiny, hitchhiking his way to London from Basra. He travelled through the Middle East, earning money by singing catchy numbers and playing the guitar. Biddu arrived in England at the age of 23, a few months after leaving India. About his arrival in England, he said in an interview to the BBC, "I didn't really know too much about England or anything. I'd just come here on the chance of meeting the Beatles and doing some music. Everything that I did had this danceable flavour." Within a few months of his arrival, he had met the Beatles. Biddu got his international breakthrough with Kung Fu Fighting. Originally, Biddu hired Douglas to sing a different song. Needing a B-side, Biddu asked Douglas if he had any lyrics to use, out of which Biddu chose Kung Fu Fighting, working out a tune for it, but not thinking much of it. The record label exec who heard it, however, convinced them to make the B-side the A-side. Good thing for them that they did. They estimated Kung Fu Fighting would sell 20,000 records, but it actually sold 11 million. In the United States, it quickly topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart after release. The song was also awarded Jukebox Soul Record of the Year for being the year's highest-earning soul music song played on jukebox machines in the United States. But Biddu is known for more than the disco hits. Having been invited back to India by a fellow Bangalorean in Feroz Khan, a Hindi film director, he was convinced by Khan to work on some of Khan's movies. While writing music for these films, he went on to create some of the nation's biggest hits, such as AAP Jaisa Koi, the Disco Dwayne album, and Alicia Chainai's Made in India. His influence stretched far and wide, releasing several hit songs for Japanese pop idol Akina Nakamori and Chinese pop singer Samantha Lamb, and soundtracking films like Joan Collins' The Stud and the Bitch. Biddu lives in England with his wife and family, splitting his time occasionally between London and Spain. The colourful history of his life is difficult to condense in such a short time frame, but this is just a snapshot in time of an Indian legend who influenced world music and culture in such a dramatic fashion, leading the disco revolution from the front.